What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Bryant Watkins, and welcome to the Bryant Watkins channel. My subject today, my subject today is about black women get Section 8 cutoff notice. Payback's a bitch. And the reason why I'm making this video is for other brothers that is aware of this. I'm being honest. Okay, number one, first of all, I've always liked President Donald Trump long before he became the president of the United States. I like him even more now because I'm happy. I'm so happy that it's time that the party is over. And I remember the late Prince Roger Nelson said in one of his songs, 1999, "Me rest in peace." He said, and I quote, "Life is just a party, and parties weren't meant to last." And the party is definitely over with. You know, I'm happy. I'm so glad that they been served with being cut off from Section 8, food stamps, all that. Because I know how black women are in America when it comes to that. They underhanded. You can't trust them. What else? Scumbags. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that are nice. There is some good sisters out here. I'm not talking about you all. Now, it would be really foolish for you all to jump on the bandwagon this time and try to hold up what I'm saying and will continue to say on this whole footage about this. You know, just stay out of this lane, good sisters. This is not talking about you all. Yeah, it's only a handful of you all, you know. But I grew up, my mother did it. You know, I would purposely watch my mother never get a job. Never. I would bring her applications and she would get mad and tell me to stand in the corner. Because it was like when I would go and visit my father, um, his wife always she always worked. You know what I mean? Kept a new car. You know, she owned her own business too. So coming to coming from welfare and then seeing another woman get down for theirs, you know, she took care of business. So I hated when it was time to go. You know, like you was it you off from school from the weekend or vacation for major holidays, things of that nature. And I'm like, man, I'm getting depressed because now I got to go back to my mother who refused to get a damn job because all she did was collect a check. She would hide food from us. You know, she made it perfectly clear that the only reason why we are with her is for her to get a check. Fuck everybody else. You know, her. So I'm saying that to say this. I'm glad. You know, um, I look at it this way: the black women that's panicking on Facebook or social media, y'all the damn fools. And I'm glad. I'm glad that he cut it off. Like I said, I've always liked Donald Trump from day one. This was long before he stepped into the White House. You know, I like him even more now because I'm glad he's doing it. And this is the sweet part. They will never give black women that kind of money ever again. Ever. You know, they need to be put in a place, and I'm happy. Now, the only thing that hurts about this is the children. You know, that part hurts because um, black women were using this system with Section 8, the food stamps, any other things that were strictly for black women, single mothers, and things of that nature, as a lucrative program. I'm so glad that they ain't gonna have nothing no more. I'm glad. I'm happy. So, fellas, you can put your comments on here about it because even when I grew up like that, and I would sit back and watch how my mother would take the welfare checks and buy herself stuff and wouldn't buy us anything, or on purpose. When my late stepfather, he's dead now, he probably died because of her. She was so evil. Um, he worked for Chrysler, made good money. You know, kept a new car, a boat. You know, pocket full of money. He was tight. He was good to us. You know, she would purposely start a fight with him. Right, got a child by him and purposely would not let him see the child. so that she can put the child on the welfare application, get a check off that. And I've seen it time and time again, just growing up in the hood, black women doing that. Like I said, I'm happy. I don't have no remorse for them. I'm glad they need to be put in a place, and this is gonna do it. You know, I didn't know that most women have voted for Hillary to become president because they wanted this thing that's been taken away from them sustained. Like I said, I'm so happy when I has read the letter for the first black woman that had got it in Tennessee about the Section 8 being vouchers being cut off and stuff. You know, don't get me wrong, I had known about this for years, but the fact that it's actually being put into practice, and I really hope that nothing comes in between it because they need the black women in America of this category needs to honestly be put in her place. See, and the sad part about it is, you know, a lot of them going to be trying to give away free sex and things of that nature, or prostitution for some bottle returns or a bag of chips, you know. And it's sad because we already know she a scumbag. She the type that all she doing is pretending, you know. Like Ice Cube said, she ain't no dummy. She rather conniving, and it's true, you know. Because I already actually see it now. You know, I'm in the Midwest. I'm over here. I already see it. And now, don't get me wrong. It's just it's some fine sisters out here, okay, but they skank. You know, I'm not talking about the ones that work 2 or 3 jobs. You know, um, that's going to school full time on top of it, taking her finals to become a registered nurse or a doctor, or she got her bachelor's and already working on her master's, or she got her master's and her bachelor's and working on a PhD. I am not talking about them. They tight. They hungry. I'll feed them with no problem. You know, I'm talking about the skank, cockroach, booger nose, stank no good for nothing, won't meet a brother halfway on anything, double dealing, ripping off, heartless. Well, according to them, you have to think, well, damn, the guy even get him a hurt. You know, I'm talking about them, and that's most of the ones that's on this Section 8 program. I've seen it time and time again. Like I said, I watched my skink mother do it. You know, she was set back and what would she do? Okay, like we'd get a house, right? My stepfather would pay for the first month's rent, um, the security deposit, and house be brand new. You know what I mean? How they go in and renovate it and paint it, and, you know, redo the roof and all that good stuff. Be tight. By the time she get done with it, I'm not lying. Google a house we used to live in. It's 18888 Cardone, Detroit, Michigan. Google it. I did it. It's still on there. You can look at it. And if you don't believe me, you can look at that house before we moved in it and how it looked before then. The house was tight, brand new. She ran the house all the way down to the ground. She never, ever, ever got a job. One time, my stepfather. This again. Now this comes all the way back to the Section 8 stuff, food stamps, welfare, all that. How skank my mother is, and how skank these same females that's being cut off is. Okay, we were staying on Terman. And my stepfather was working at Chrysler then. He had a brand new convertible car, nice Bayliner boat, right? To show you how conniving women are of this category. Okay, she must have put some sob story on him. Well, he must have asked her, so, well, what are you going to do with your life? So she conned him. Oh, well, I don't have this, and I don't have that. And so he probably was like, well, if I get it for you, you know, would you go to school? My mother can do hair very well. She was tight. You know what I mean? She kind of lied to him. He brought her a brand new living room set, brand new stereo system, and got us, what else? Straighten out the bills, everything, right? He asked her about it, I think about, probably a few years later, right? Guess what she did to him, y'all? Pulled a knife on him. And it was the year when that group Break came out. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. I don't listen to that song today because it reminded me when my mother pulled a knife on him. Now, mind you, good man, hardworking man. He took care of his part. I used to always hear in the hood, yeah, girl, don't mess with a man when he make a promise he can't keep it. He not only made the promise and kept it, he went a step further than that. And she pulled a knife on him. And why? Because all he wanted her to do was go to cosmetology school. He was gonna pay for it out of his pocket, y'all. And she wanted to stay on welfare. Skank. That's my own mother, and I'm ashamed of her because of these kind of things. It made my sisters all skink, and the only one that turned out to be some, she got killed in a car accident. She was not like that. She came from my father's second marriage. She was tight, you know, finished school, banging different mom, of course, but that's the same one I told y'all earlier. You know, her mom was getting things. Kids never went out with nothing. She never got into welfare, nothing like that. Went to cosmetology school. She still owned the salon that my father ended up losing because he was chasing ass. I'm just keeping it real. I'm glad that it's happening. Good, good, good. You know, ever since then, I'm overjoyed. What's that song by Nita Baker? You bring me joy. This is the most joyful information I've ever had because now the black women got to sit down and shut the fuck up. Now y'all know I don't do a lot of cussing, but enough is enough. Like I said, President Donald Trump, hey, I salute you. I already knew you was gonna come in and take care of business. Many people of my kind was saying they didn't like you. You know, saying you was a racist. I was like, no, Donald Trump is not a racist. He's just telling the truth. You know, and I'm glad that he started with the black women in America because she needs to sit down and shut the fuck up and be put in her place. Yep. And I'm glad. I wouldn't care what color Donald Trump was. He just happened to be a white man. I'm just glad that he did it. And I hope that it stays that way because the only thing I had thought about is, hell what the mother talking about, the kids. It's not the kids' fault that their mother's a skank, booking those funky bed wench, flea having, STD, HIV taking female who happen to take advantage of these systems, making it bad for sisters that are out here. Y'all fellas, y'all know the kind I'm talking about. Good sisters. Man got stupid baby daddies or crazy family members that don't want them to mount to anything. It's a two-edged sword, but because they said they got to get rid of, well, they got to free up $6 billion. And like I said, Donald Trump's a businessman. He gonna approach this from a business perspective. Hate wasting money, and I'm glad that they taking it away from him. They shouldn't have had it in the first damn place. It's a difference when somebody needs something, but fellas, y'all seen it time and time again. Willie D made a song about it back in the '90s called what do you call it? Yep, Welfare Bitches. Yep, that was the name of the song. And he was like, "These about to cold get funky on you welfare bitches around the country. I don't give a damn if you like me or not, cause this type of shit you're doing's gotta stop. You're playing the government for a sucker, but they don't know that they hip to you motherfuckers." Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's true. Cause my mother's one. The only reason why my mother's not on welfare today because the welfare sister told her to finish school and to get a job because they was going to take her up because she had been on it for too long. Now I remember, I would say 1975, she was on welfare. They didn't come on her until, let's see, I would say 86. All that time. One time she kicked me out and gave my sister the paperwork to run down to try to get me to fill out the paperwork. She could still get a check on me while I wasn't living there. Now, ain't that skank? How could you love somebody like that? See what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying I am so glad that President Donald Trump has targeted the black women in America first, more down. I'm just keeping it real, because she shouldn't have had it in the first place. So, ladies and, ladies and gentlemen, but yeah, this is what this is about. Black women get Section 8 cut off notice. Payback is a bitch. Oh yeah, and I'm happy. Good. Because that's what they get for being stupid as hell. See, she figured, uh, as long as it's not harming her, fuck the black man in America, whether he's a good guy. And I saw my mother do it. I would listen to my mother tell my sisters how to rip off guys. And I turn right around and answer a certain question she'd turn on, you know. And I would purposely watch my mother. My mother never got up to try to find a job. Ever. I noticed that if she had any friends that was gainfully employed, like women friends, and they would ask her to get herself together, or, like I said, she could do hair really well, she stopped talking to them. She wouldn't have nothing to do with them. But the ones that had alcohol problems and stuff like that, that's what she would hang with. Y'all name was Frida, Annette, yep. Or like the ones that was like gainfully employed, like Geraldine or Marie. Now Marie, she was both from she was burning the welfare system and working for the Board of Education, being a school bus driver. She had a CDL. You know what I mean? She ended up getting caught too. That's what I'm saying. It's just time to put the black woman in America in her place. Okay, this her illusion days is over with. Aha, that's what you get. Payback is a bitch. So fellas, please join in. Put all your comments down about what you went through. Like I said, I lived it.